Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaranadi Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaranadi Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaranadi Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaranadi Yashodanandana Prajajanarandana Yashodanandana Prajajanarandana Yashodanandana Prajajanarandana Yashodanandana Prajajanarandana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari 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 Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaranadi Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaranadi Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaranadi Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaranadi Yashodanandana Prajajanarandana Yashodanandana Prajajanarandana Yashodanandana Prajajanarandana Yashodanandana Prajajanarandana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Prabhupada 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 Srila Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada 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 Jai Prabhupada 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 Srila Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jai Jai Gurudev, Gurudev, Gurudeva, Jai Gurudev, Jai Jai Gurudev, Gurudev, Gurudeva, Jai Gurudev, Jai Guru, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai, Gora Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya has two Tarasata Shishimadi divine guest. ISKCON founder Acharya Jagarguru A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya has two Tarasata Shishimadi divine guest. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki jai. Ananda Gudi Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridasa Kura ki jai. Prams Go Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopal Gopinath Shama Radha Kunda Giri Gauravan ki jai. Vrindavan Dham ki jai, Mathura Dham ki jai, Navadvip Mayapur Dham ki jai, Jagannath Puri Dham ki jai, Jamuna Maya ki jai, Ganges Maya ki jai, Tulasi Devi ki jai, Bhakti Devi ki jai, Samaveta Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande, all glorious assembled devotees, all glorious assembled devotees, all glorious assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Shri Guru Shri Gauranga Nama Vishnu Padya Krishna Vita Buddha Bhakti Dhira Damodara Krishna Padya Prabhupada Shittanana Shri Gaurakarana Sakti Bhakti Dhira Om Agyan Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Naruttama Devim Saraswatim Yasam Tato Jayamudhirayat Naistaprai Sabadrisu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Utama Sluke Bhakti Vaibhava Nastigi Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurul Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Gurun Sri Uttapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajiva Sadvitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lorita Sri Visakan Vitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesai Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gourangi Radhe Branda Vanishwari Visavani Suti Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vanchakal Pataru Vyascha Vipasu Divyaevacha Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Continue our reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 12, The Perfect Society 4 social classes. So we are hearing what Narada Muni is teaching about Varana and Ashrama. He has in detail described different ashrams. Now he's talking about brahmachari, and this one is about brahmachari, a student. Text 1 to 5, general duties of brahmachari, living with the guru. Text 1 to 5. So Ramuni said, Shri Narada Uvacha Brahmachari Guru Kule Vasandantu Guru Hitam Acharan Dasavan Nicho Guru Sudrida Sohrida. Ramuni said, a student should practice completely controlling his senses. He should be submissive and should have an attitude of firm friendship with the spiritual master. With a great vow, the brahmachari should live at the Gurukula only for the benefit of the Guru. That's the purpose of living in the ashram. Is to serve the spiritual master completely. By this, one will get the blessings to make progress in the whole of one's life. When one becomes a successful brahmachari, then he will be a successful grihastha, he will be a successful vanaprastha, he will be a successful sannyasi. The foundation is brahmachari. Therefore, the attitude the student maintains in the beginning is the foundation that they're going to build on to success or to failure. If one is not a good brahmachari, cannot be a good householder, cannot be a good vanaprastha, and he can also not be a good sannyasi. So a good brahmachari is very important. So the foundation of life, it begins from brahmachari life. And the qualification he needs to be able to have the spiritual master's blessing I mentioned here is to be submissive. He should be very, very submissive. He should have an attitude of firm friendship. Now many people are deliberately trying to disorganize the faith a disciple should have for his guru or her guru. Deliberate attempt many devotees are making to destroy the faith. That means that they are destroying the movement, because if you don't have a good brahmachari, we are not going to have good grihastha. If you don't have good grihastha, we are not going to have good devotees. We are going to have varna sankaras. And yesterday, Prabhupada already explained that a society of varna sankara, no one should expect anything from a society of varna sankara than trouble. And already we are having trouble everywhere. So an intelligent person should live a life which will reduce the trouble, not to increase the trouble. So to deliberately destroy the faith or disciple for their guru is a deliberate attempt to destroy the movement completely from the root. They may know, maybe they don't know, but this is what is going on. So we are studying this scripture should be very, very careful to understand these things, so that we will save this movement. So the Muni continued. At both injunctions of day and night, namely in the early morning and in the evening, he should be fully absorbed in thought of the spiritual master. You see? Now, when we are trained not to have faith in the guru, how are we going to think of the guru? And for a disciple not think of a guru, what is the future of the person? Destroyed. Destroyed. We cannot jump to Prabhupada. Neither disciple can jump to Bhakti Dhira Damodara. We cannot jump. We can hear them, we can read the books, we can practice their teachings. But all those teachings become realized, they become useful in our lives when our guru who is teaching all those things are pleased with our devotional life. Without that, everything is just a book thing. No realization, no perfection. Both morning and evening, he should be fully absorbed in the thought of the spiritual master. So the fire god, the sun god, Vishnu, and by chanting the Gayatri mantra, he should worship them. We should worship the spiritual master. We should worship the spiritual master. It is there also in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 17. Worship of the Supreme Lord Krishna, the Brahmanas, the spiritual master, and superiors like the father and mother. The whole Krishna is teaching. It corresponds to what Narada Muni is teaching. Should worship the spiritual master both morning and evening. One should be absorbed in the spiritual master. Think about the spiritual master. Then cleanliness, simplicity, celibacy, non-violence, and also non-violence. These are austerities of the body. Bhagavad Gita 17:14. Worship of the spiritual master. And throughout our scriptures, throughout our sadhus' teachings, that time Dasakura said, one can never approach Krishna without the mercy of the spiritual master. It's not possible. Just like it's not possible for a blind person to see without the eye. So it's very, very important. But Narada continued. Being called by the spiritual master, the student should study the Vedic mantras regularly, every day, before beginning his studies, and at the end of his studies. The disciples should respectfully offer obeisances unto the spiritual master. This is a practice we followed, we have been following. When we joined the movement, we came to the movement. This is a principle we follow. We never go outside without, first of all, going to offer obeisances to Prabhupada before going out. Now, the devotee can leave from the ashram from the behind the temple and go wherever and come back from behind. And never go to tell Prabhupada where we are going and to give him the report where we have gone. Completely opposite. And every day we are shouting, Prabhupada follower, Prabhupada follower, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. But to see how our proper conscious is only on the lips, not in our action, not in the heart. This is very disturbing, very, very disturbing when we see all these things. Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. But what is your action to show that you love Prabhupada? Your action doesn't show. This way we see everything. His Holiness Bhakti Maharaj said, Prabhupada, if I love you, I will love all your disciples. That is the proof to show that I love you. If you love a father, you are beating the children. You are hating the children. And they come to tell father, I love you so much now, you are my best friend, because of you I'm existing. How is that? How is that? And Prabhupada himself always quoted, love me. What Prabhupada said? Love me. Complete it. Love me.
Stay together.
No. No. No.
Love my
Huh?
Love me.
Yes?
My dog.
Yes, thank you.
Cooperate.
No. Prabhupada said, love me, love my dog.
Love my dog.
Yes. Throw out the purpose, you see this. Love me, love my dog. That is love. It means if you love me, it's to take care of all of my children. My brother, they should be your brothers and sisters. We should be our brothers and sisters keepers. That is loving the father. Love me, love my dog. Not that you love the father and you are killing all the children. In many ways, we are disorganizing devotees in their Krishna consciousness by our own whimsical activity, behavior. We are disorganizing, creating faithlessness in many devotees. That is destroying Prabhupada's house. And we should know this.
Maharaj love me, not my dog, na? Not
Yes.
my dog.
Yeah, dog, D-O-G.
my dog.
Love me. Love my dog. The Prabhupada said many times, both in lectures and in purport. Yes, love me, love my dog. Dog, D-O-D. Yes. Let us understand this thing nicely, properly. It's very disturbing when we are seeing the activities devotees are doing and come and sit on asana and speak philosophy. Very, very disturbing. Then the mind will disturb me. Whether I should like I hear this person or should not hear the person. When you see what the person is doing, and then you want to come and sit and asana and tell me, what are you going to tell me when their behavior is not preaching to me? Your behavior does not preach. But only our word is speaking. Memorizing slokas, come and recite it, but it doesn't show in our life. Dangerous life. Now the money continue. Cutting pure kosher grass in his hand. That is 4. The brahmachari should dress regularly with a belt of straw and with deerskin garment. He should wear matted hair, carry a rod and water pot, and be decorated with a sacred thread, as recommended in the Shastras. Now we don't wear this today. We don't wear this today. We wear nice dhotis and saris, not a deer skin, not matted head. Our Papa asked you to shave very nice head. Should shave nicely. At least once a month, properly. At least once a month, you should shave. You should not keep hair. If you keep long hair, you'll be disturbed by lust. That's one of the things, yes. Long hair, you'll be lusty. You'll increase lust. So everything has a purpose. We're not just doing things whimsically. You're not just shaving head. They all have a lot of meanings in everything that we do. So we keep our body very clean, also keep our dresses very clean, then keep our mind very clean, our environment very clean. That is Krishna consciousness, goodness. At the beginning of Krishna consciousness, goodness. Sutta Goswami mentioned the first canto, if you remember, that Lord Krishna came for those who are in the mode of goodness. He didn't come for those who are in the mode of darkness and passion. Krishna came for those who are in the mode of goodness. It is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who came for those who are in the mode of ignorance. But Krishna, he came for those in the mode of goodness. So we have to raise our standard. Text 5. The brahmachari should go out morning and evening to collect alms, and he should offer all that he collects to the spiritual master. That's the meaning of living in the ashram for the benefit of the spiritual master. He lives in the ashram. He should eat only if ordered to take food by the spiritual master. Otherwise, if the spiritual master does not call this, it does not give this order, he may sometimes have to fast. This austerity that one should practice to get the mercy of the spiritual master. See, it is mentioned, if the spiritual master, proper use the word, if the spiritual master forget, they call it inside. The word forget, it doesn't exist. It's not, it's for our own language. In reality, he doesn't forget. He wants the student to fast that day. So it is foolishness for disciple to go and tell Guru, Guru, he didn't come for prasad today. He forgot me. The Guru did not forget. I want us to fast that day. But this day we are not doing that. We're not doing that. Brahmacharis are coming to a Bhagavatam class with their prasadam plate in their Sankirtan bag. So while they're sitting in a class, they're thinking of prasadam, not the lecture. So what will happen to that devotee if the Guru did not call him for prasad? He will make offense. Maybe he will not go Sankirtan that day or not do the service. So anyway, the Guru is not doing, our Gurus are not doing this days. I give him a chance to eat very nicely. So from 6 to 10, the ceremony is going to talk about the brahmachari's conduct and our dealings with women from 6 to 10. Nice about our conduct. He has described the qualities we should maintain. Now, how do we function? How do we function? 6 to 10. A brahmachari should be quite well behaved and gentle and should not eat or collect more than necessary. He must always be active and expert, fully believing in the instructions of the spiritual master and the Shastra, fully controlling his senses. He should associate only as much as necessary with women or those controlled by women. How many qualities are here? Can count it? How many qualities? Count it.
3.
No,
Qualities,
no,
right?
no.
How?
Look at it carefully. Yeah. Please count it. Count it very carefully. We are studying, so we should know these things. Count it for me. No.
I see 6. Where we had?
Look
What
at-
qualities is there? In the faithful, preserve Shastra, sense control, and interact with women.
How many you have counted?
7 qualities.
7 qualities. Please count again. Look at it carefully. You see, the book now, we are not paying for it. Count it very nicely. Count it. If you don't know it, how will you practice it?
Whereas one quality is quite well behaved and gentle, should not eat or collect more than necessary. He must be always active and expert, and should be counted in one. Fully believing in the instruction of spiritual master and Shastra, fully controlling his senses. He should associate only as much as necessary with women
So,
or those controlled by them. This is one.
so how many?
This is all total
So how many we counted?
7.
Total 10.
Huh?
Total 10.
Okay.
Count 11, Maharaj.
Okay. Very good. Very good. A brahmachari should be quite well behaved. This is one. This is one. He should be quite well behaved and gentle. That is 2. He should not eat or collect more than necessary. How many is that? That is 4.
3.
That's 4. You are joining them together. You should separate it so you can. That is 4. He-
3.
Okay.
Very first one, quite well behaved one. Gentle 2. Then should not
Collect.
Eat or
He should
collect.
not eat or
That is
collect
not
more. Okay. 3. He must always be active. Active is different from expert. He is active and expert.
6.
3 plus 2, 5.
Yeah, that's 5. Fully believing the instructions of the spiritual master. 6.
6.
The Shastra.
7.
7.
7.
Fully controlling his senses.
8.
He should associate only as much as necessary with women. And
9.
this one is together. And those controlled by women. So, how many now?
9 qualities.
10.
10 qualities.
Yes, this is 10. This should be understood. Here, it is not said that brahmachari or sannyasi should not see women, should hate women. It don't mention here. Perfect behavior means I will know how to behave nicely. only when it is necessary. So we should try to understand what is association. Association does not mean we are in the same environment. It doesn't mean otherwise mosquito must be the closest associate of any person, even a sadhu, but mosquito is not the closest person. When you're sitting there and getting malaria to a student and a sadhu. So association is a different thing. We have to try to understand it. Yes. Text 7. A brahmachari, or one who has not accepted the grihastha ashram, family life, must rigidly avoid talking with women or about women. For the senses are so powerful that they may agitate even the mind of a sannyasi, a member of the renounced order of life. That is how powerful our senses are. Therefore, care is necessary. Appropriate dealings is necessary. Appropriate dealing is necessary. And what is appropriate dealing? We will never have appropriate dealing if our sadhana is not strong. If our sadhana is very strong, then we have the strength to behave appropriately. That is where the strength comes from, to have appropriate behavior. It requires what? Strong sadhana. This is necessary. Yes. The injunction restricting association with men is the basic principle of spiritual life. Associating or talking with women is never advised in any of the Vedic literatures. The entire Vedic system teaches one to avoid sex life so that one may gradually progress from brahmacharya to grihastha, from grihastha to vanaprastha, and from vanaprastha to sannyas, and thus give up material enjoyment, which is the original cause of bondage to this material world. The word brihadbrata refers to one who has decided not to marry, or in other words, not to indulge in sex life throughout his entire life. 8. If the wife of the spiritual master is young, a young brahmachari should not allow her to care for his hair, massage his body with oil, or bathe him with affection like a mother. It's forbidden. So Prabhupada said, if the wife of the teacher is a young woman, however, a young brahmachari should not allow such a mother to touch him. This is strictly prohibited. There are 7 kinds of mothers. There are 7 kinds of mothers. Atma Mata Guru Patni, Brahmani Raja Patika, Dinuru Datri Datta, Tata Prithvi, Saptaita Matara Smritaha. These mothers are the original mother, a biological mother, the wife of the teacher or spiritual master, the wife of a brahmana, the king's wife, the cow, the nurse, and the earth. Unnecessary association with women, even with one's mother, sister, or daughter, is strictly prohibited. This is human civilization. Not even a spiritual civilization, this is human civilization. For any one of us to become God conscious, we have to be conscious first. No one can become God conscious without being conscious first. Consciousness is necessary before we can become conscious of anything. Krishna, consciousness. In Kali Yuga, people are extremely liberal, but mixing with women and talking with them as equals actually constitute an uncivilized way of life. Perfect. Yes. woman is compared to fire. Now the mood is progressing, progressing. And man is compared to a butter pot. Therefore, a man should avoid associating even with his own daughter in a secluded place. The mind is very, very funny. Our mind, very, 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 very funny thing. Similarly, he should also avoid association with other women. One should associate with women only for important business and not otherwise. That is injunction. If a butter pot and fire are kept together, the butter within the pot will certainly melt. That is natural. That is natural. Except it is not butter, or except it is not fire. If it is fire and butter, the butter must certainly melt. Just like magnet and iron. They must attract each other. Except it is not iron or not magnet. But if it is iron and magnet, if they are together, they will come together. The same with fire and butter. They will melt. If you put fire near the butter, it will melt. That is normal. It is happening like that. It cannot be otherwise. Therefore, woman is compared to fire and man is compared to butter pot. If one cannot understand the basic principle of restraining association between man and woman, he is to be considered an animal. That is the purport of this verse. Animal. Very strong words. Text 10. As long as a living entity is not completely self-realized, as long as he is not independent of the misconception of identifying with his body, which is nothing but a reflection of the original body and senses, he cannot be relieved of the conception of duality, which is epitomized by the duality between man and woman. Thus, there is every chance that he will fall down because his intelligence is bewildered. How long did it take Mr. Mitra Muni to practice before he fell down? How long did he practice? Mr. Mitra Muni. How many years he practiced before he fell down?
60,000.
60,000 years. Is that a joke? Is that a joke? 60,000, not 6,000. So what do you understand by that? What is our understanding about this? What is our understanding about that? 60,000 years before he fell down. How do we understand that? What does it mean? We are looking at 60,000 only? Yes, go ahead.
Like, even if we try to restrain our senses by force, it is not sure that we can restrain it, because even Vishwamitra Muni, after controlling for 60,000 years, just by the sense of ears, he just heard the sound of that bell, ankle bell, and his senses were filled. Controlling were filled.
I have had one senior devotee was speaking. One senior devotee was speaking in Vrindavan, he was saying, just by merely hearing the sound of the ankle bell, I was laughing when he said that. Merely the sound of the ankle bell. Is that merely? Is that merely the sound? Yeah, you should tell us. What is it? What is that sound?
Yes, Maharaj, that was merely the sound of ankle bell.
Is it merely the sound of an ankle bell? Is that merely?
Yes.
No, Maharaj.
No.
Mo-
No.
No.
That sound is a weapon that women have. That sound is a weapon, not just merely. So if someone say merely the sound, I was laughing at him because he's inexperienced. He doesn't know what he means by that sound. That sound has 6 weapons inside. Yes. So it was not just Uncle Bear that he brought down this Bishamitra Muni. It's not just the sound, the weapon. It has there are 6 weapons inside. That word penetrated and entered the heart, and because he is not experienced, he doesn't know how to remove those arrows from the heart. He got stuck there, so he fell. We should know the science how to remove those arrows when they are released. We should know the science. A brahmachari who does not know the science is a casualty. They can kill all kinds of. Some of them they will drink cow urine to control the senses. They will do these are they are all external things. They are externals. Yes, Prabhu. Okay, go ahead, Prabhu.
So Maharaj, by saying merrily, we are actually minimizing his position,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And Maharaj, one more thing. At that time, it was very rare to see Apsara or girl, and he was meditating in forest-like places,
Yes.
very secluded places. But now we see in our today present society,
Mm.
it's very dangerous. So what we consider that our brahmacharyas, those who are actually those who are following brahmacharya, they are more strong or capable, or what we should consider?
Yes.
Because still some of our brahmacharis, their brahmacharya is very nicely going on, but many of newcomers, we see that very after some time they change their ashram also.
Yes.
But in that way, I see that the brahmacharis, those who are following this brahmacharya, they are supposed to be salute actually in this condition.
Secluded is not the ultimate solution.
Yeah.
Seclusion is not the ultimate. So if you keep the brahmachari secluded, tomorrow when they come and say, what will happen? What will happen to them? They will not maintain. Seclusion is not, the training is the most important thing. Brahmachari should not hate women. Renunciation is different from hatred. That's one quality. First thing, principle we should understand. We should never hate anyone, not even women. It's very dangerous, it's risky. And in our system, we have a protection. Our system will have protection because the parampara is giving us shelter. So we are protected. Bishamitra Muni and all these who go to the forest, they are on their own. Therefore, they have no potency. We have potency because we are sheltered by our chariots, we are sheltered by our vows, we are sheltered by our scriptures, we are also sheltered by association we have. They are just on their own. So they easily fall. Haridas Thakura stayed with women for 3 days, continuously 3 days. Huh? Why? Durga told Haridas, because you have Krishna in the heart, that's why I couldn't do anything. Which is true. So we should plant Krishna in the heart by hearing about Krishna. Krishna gets planted in the heart. Then we can go anywhere, we can preach anywhere, we can, and nothing will happen. Because we have love in the heart towards everybody, no hatred, and we are guided by the principles, and our charya shelter is there. So this is our shelter. This is what we should take. Yes, Guru Dayana Prabhu. Thank you.
So, what are these 6 weapons that your brother must have?
Yeah, not the brahmachari. I should not give you the science. You're not. let the brahmachari ask me. I don't give them this. Anyway, don't worry. They are here in our scripture. Sound, taste, touch, sight, and form. These are the weapons. They are all subtle. And the women, they have this. So it's not just a mere sound of ankle belt. They are infested with those weapons. They get stuck in the heart. Okay, text. And Prabhupada said, very nice. Here is another important warning that a man must save himself from attraction to women until one is self-realized, fully independent of the illusory conception of the material body. The duality of man and woman must undoubtedly continue. But when one is actually self-realized, this distinction ceases. Okay. 11 to 16. More details of Brahmacharya Ashram. More details. The ceremony continue. All the rules and regulations apply equally to the householder and the sannyasi, the member of the renounced order of life. The grihastha, however, is given permission by the spiritual master to indulge in sex during the period favorable for procreation. Very perfectly arranged. The grihastha, however, is given permission by the spiritual master to indulge in sex during the period favorable for procreation. What is that period? What is that period? What is that period favorable for procreation?
Just after periods, mother.
Yes. 5 days after the period. 5 days after the period. Not before that. So it is once a month, because this period is only once a month, not twice. It is once a month, this period. Therefore, it's once a month. Meaning that it is only for procreation. And anything outside that is no more devotional service. It is sanctification, which is punishable by law. The Prabhupada gave very detailed explanations, which is necessary for all of us to understand. It is sometimes misunderstood that a grihastha, a householder, is permitted to indulge in sex at any time. Prabhupada said is what? That is misunderstanding. This is a wrong conception of grihastha life. In spiritual life, there is a grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyasi, or brahmachari. Everyone is under the control of the spiritual master. Everyone. For brahmacharis and sannyasis, there are strong restrictions on sexual indulgence. Similarly, there are strong restrictions for grihasthas. Grihasthas should indulge in sex life only in accordance with the order of the Guru. Only in accordance with the order of the Guru. That means, even that once a month, we have to take permission from the spiritual master. If he said no, finish. If he said yes, only. This is grihastha, not grahamedi. This is grihastha. Grihastha is an ashram. Grahamedi is not an ashram. It is condemned, not life. Grihastha is an ashram. It's a spiritual ashram. It's called ashram. It is spiritual. Not Grahamedi. Grahamedi is not an ashram. So permission from the spiritual master has to be taken. Therefore, it is mentioned here that one must follow the orders of the spiritual master. Guru Briti Vikalpena. When the spiritual master orders, the grihastha may accept sex life. This is confirmed by Bhagavad Gita 7:11. Dharma virudho bhutesu kamosmi. Indulgence in sex life without disobedience to the religious rules and regulations constitute a religious principle. The grihastha is allowed to indulge in sex life during the period of favorable for procreation and in accordance with the spiritual master's order. That means even though it's a favorable time and the Guru said no, it should not be done. Only if he said yes. And I heard from His Holiness Gaura Govinda Maharaj, Gaura Govinda Maharaj, he have a detailed explanation, detailed in all, everything. So he said, it is also an offense if the husband did not unite with the husband with the wife, if permission has been given and the woman want a child, if the man did not give her, it's an offense for the man. The man has violated the religious principle. His compositor must give that. That's from His Holiness Gaura Govinda Maharaj. If the spiritual master's orders allow a grihastha to engage in sex life at a particular time, then the grihastha may do so. Otherwise, if the spiritual master orders against it, the grihastha should abstain. The grihastha must obtain permission from the spiritual master to observe the ritualistic ceremony of Garbhadanta Samskara. And then he may approach his wife to beget children, otherwise not. A Brahmana generally remains a brahmachari throughout his entire life, but although some Brahmanas become grihasthas and indulge in sex life, they do so under the complete control of the spiritual master. Garbhadanta Samskara is done also taking permission from the spiritual master. And Prabhupada said it should be made public. It should be made public. When the devotee was telling, no, don't go and tell Guru about this thing. Don't go and tell Guru about this thing. I said, see, Prabhupada says here, make it public. Which one we should follow? We should follow Prabhupada or we should follow nonsense? Because you get permission and you get the blessing to do it. If you want to have a Christian conscious child, you may get the blessing, take permission, get the blessing. Let the spiritual master send the soul to you that be a devotee. Then everything will be auspicious. The Kshatriya is allowed to marry more than one wife because it has a means. It has a means to do that. And even that, there's also a sequence. The first one should be a Brahmana, second one will be Kshatriya, third one should be Vaishya, fourth one should be Shudra. It is for management so that we do not fight each other. The Shudra, the Vaishya, and the Kshatriya will respect the Brahmana. It's a Vedic culture arrange everything nicely. Yes. This is not spiritual. It is not that because one is a grihastha, he may marry as many times as he likes and indulge in sex life as he likes. This is not spiritual life. In spiritual life, one must conduct one's whole life under the guidance of the Guru. Only one who executes his spiritual life under the direction of the spiritual master can achieve the mercy of Krishna. Jasya prasadat bhagavat prasadaha. If one desires to advance in spiritual life, but he acts whimsically, not following the orders of the spiritual master, he has no shelter. Yasha Prasadan Nagati Kutopi. Without the spiritual master's order, even the Grihasa should not indulge in sex life. Text 12. Brahmacharis or Grihasas who have taken the vow of celibacy, as described above, should not indulge in the following: applying powder or ointment to the eyes, massaging the head with oil, massaging the body with the hands, seeing a woman or painting a woman's picture, eating meat, drinking wine, decorating the body with flower garlands, smearing scented ointment on the body, or decorating the body with ornament. These they should give up. Yes, Brenda Vani Devi.
Hi, Krishna Maharaj.
Hare
I
Krishna.
had a question on this one.
Yes.
So, in terms of not applying any oils and things like that for brahmacharis, what if they are suffering like from eczema or very dry skin? Then what is like given for that? Are they still allowed to use these things? Not for beautification, but for the health of the skin.
Yes, it should be allowed. For health, for skin, you should use it. The idea is not no sense gratification, that is the idea, but not for keeping health, a good health. It is necessary. For health, we should do. Actually, there are some of these things cannot be applied for present day. In some places, it's mentioned a woman should put earrings. You have to dress nicely. We are going to say that in the future. You should dress nicely. You should put earrings, not diamonds or gold, but at least something. It should be neat. Should be neat. If you're not neat, you cannot attract the husband. If the husband calls the wife, the child will be a boy. But if the wife is calling the man, all the children will be women, will be girls. It's a science. So you learn that. So you know how to behave. You understand?
Yes, Maharaj, thank you.
All right. According to the rules and regulations mentioned above, one who is twice born, namely a Brahmana, Kshatriya or Vaishya, should reside in the Gurukula under the care of the spiritual master. There he should study and learn all the Vedic literatures along with their supplement and the Upanishads according to his ability. This is according to ability and power to study, not by force. It's according to one's ability, not by force. If possible, the student or disciple should reward the spiritual master with the remuneration the spiritual master requests. And then, following the spiritual master's order, the disciple should leave and accept one of the other ashramas, namely the Grihastha ashram, Vanaprastha ashram, or Sannyas ashram, as he desires. In this, Prabhupada said that he quoted Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, he jumped with this. He didn't recommend following like that. Yes. Thus, one may proceed to the sannyas ashram directly from the brahmacharya ashram. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur accepted the sannyas ashram directly from the brahmachari ashram. In other words, his divine grace, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura did not think it compulsory to accept the Grihastha ashram or Vanaprastha ashram. One can jump, this should be done. It's not compulsory to go step by step. Right? Text 15. One should realize that in the fire, in the spiritual master, in oneself, and in all living entities, in all circumstances and conditions, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu has simultaneously entered and not entered. This philosophy. He is situated externally and internally as the full controller of everything. Yes. Realization of the Supreme Personality of Godhead's omnipresence is the perfect realization of the Absolute Truth, to be attained through the study of the Vedic literatures. I said in Brahma Samhita, Adantarastha Paramano Chayantarastam. The Lord is situated within the universe, within the heart of every living entity, and also within the atom. We should understand that whenever the Supreme Person of Godhead is present, He is present with all His paraphernalia, including His name, form, associate, and servant. The living entity is part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And thus, one should understand that since the Supreme Lord has entered the atom, the living entities are also there. One must accept the inconceivable quality of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For no one can understand from the material point of view how the Lord is all pervasive, and yet He is situated in His own abode, Goloka Vrindavan. This realization is possible if one strictly follows the regulative principles of Ashram, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyas. Srila Madhvacharya says in this regard, Aprabhishta Sarabhagatan, Prabhishta tu Anuru Pavan. Evam Dvirupo Bhagavan Harireko Danaradana. The Supreme Personality of Godhead in His original form has not entered everything, Aprabhishta. But in His impersonal form, He has entered Prabhishta. What's the meaning of that? How do you understand this? In a simple way, how can you explain this in a simple way to understand? Impersonal and personal. Those He has entered and not entered simultaneously. This is also explained in Bhagavad Gita. How do you understand it in a very simple way? The Supreme Personality of Godhead in His original form has not entered everything, Aprabhishta. But in His impersonal form, He has entered Prabhishta. Yes, Navini?
Impersonal form is all pervading. So impersonal form permeates everything everywhere, and the personal form is only manifest in the Golok Vrindavan or in accordance with the devotional aspiration of the devotees. So impersonal form is all pervading. Srila Prabhupada has given an example. The sun is present in its own planet, while the sunshine pervades everywhere. So the sunshine is present, it is one of the forms of the Lord, one of the realizations. So that is pervading everywhere, but the sun is present in its own orbit. That is the explanation given by Srila Prabhupada.
Very good. Thank you. Vrindavani Devi. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So my understanding is that the Lord physically, like as Lord Krishna, he's not present in the material world. He's there in the spiritual world, and he enters everything and every single living entity and atom as Shiro Dakshai Vishnu. So he's present in everything in that way as well.
All right. Very good. Very good. The Lord has entered impersonally. If you visit many government offices and other well-established factories, you see the picture of the Prime Minister or the President is there. Right? That is impersonal presence. That's impersonal. And personal, if you go to his own house, you see him there, is physically present. So the Prime Minister or the head is impersonally present everywhere, everywhere in his country. He pervades the whole country impersonally. And he personally exists in his house, in his office, in whatever, with his friends. So in the same way, the Supreme Personality of Godhead entered impersonally everything. As a super soul, he's there, he's Krishna. Super soul is Krishna. He's there. All the three Vishnus is there. And also within us, he's there. In the heart, he's here. He's here. That's a person, not impersonal. That's a person. And then he can stand before us personally, that we can see him face to face. That is personal. So in this way, he is present both personal and impersonal. See, it's not a difficult thing to say. Mayata tamidam saravan jagad abjakta murutinan. Mastani saraba bhutanin nachaham teshwa pastita. By me in my own manifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I'm not in them. The Lord can defy himself. Thus, there is variety in unity. Ekatum bahutvam. That's the conclusion. Ekatum bahutvam. Nice. Very nice philosophy. 16.
Whereas here in this purport there is a contradictory conception in the purports. The Prabhupada has explained that. Here it is in the purport. Here, the living entity is part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and thus one should understand that since the Supreme Lord has entered the atom, the living entities are also there. It is exactly not well understood because Lord pervades everywhere. He is present Andantarashtra Paramanu Chantarasthavam. Even in atom, Lord is present in his impersonal form because of his all pervasiveness, because of the quality of his pervasiveness. But here it is emphatically stated that living entities are also there. How can we understand?
The living entities are there. There, where? Where?
We are not within atoms. We cannot be within atoms because we are configurational, designed in this way. We cannot stay within atoms.
No, that doesn't mean, you probably not saying that we are also in an atom. That's not the meaning. Krishna is there in the atom. He is there. We may not experience it because we don't have the ability to do that. Some of us don't have the ability to do that. But he's present. And Krishna is present with all of us. All living entities present. And Super Soul is there. And the atoms also is there. Everywhere, Sarvagata. If you go, you see Krishna is there. All living entities are also, we're all spread everywhere in the universe, in the creation of the Krishna. All living entities are spread everywhere. That is the meaning. We are spread everywhere. In the water, in the air, everywhere. The Lord also is here. Make sense?
But still I didn't understand because living entities may be present there in a suitable form, but it's not necessary that living entity must be there where Lord pervades, because Lord pervades over living and non-living beings. Lord pervades everywhere. Even Lord is also present where the non-living being is present. So, but here it is specifically stated, it is very specifically and very explicitly provided that since the Supreme Lord has entered the atom, the living entities are also there.
I ask you where. When you say there, where? Where is there? That's why I asked you before. The only also there, where? Where is the there? Do you understand?
I don't understand.
The living entities are there. Where? Where are they? There. Where is that place?
That means atom. Within the atom. Lord enters the atom, living entities are there. In the sense,
I'll just give you an example that the president is present impersonally everywhere. The prime minister is present impersonally everywhere. In the creation, in the country, wherever he's governed. Like a director of a company is present there in that company impersonally. He's impersonally present. So it's a living entity is there in everything also. It's everything. Even those the animate and inanimate, the souls inside.
plus living entity can live anywhere,
Yes.
irrespective of it is a hot place or cold place.
Yes.
Not Shandante Sastrani, that works. But it's not necessary that living entity is within an atom.
How can you defend that? Prabhupada said, how can you defend that? How can you defend that? Prabhupada said it's there in atom. It's there. Says it's there. Do you know the size of the soul? You know the size of the soul? How can you say it's not there? What is the proof that it's not there? Prabhupada said it's there. Even in the atom, we are there. So, because I think that it's too tiny, right? So we cannot be there. If it's not there, Krishna will not be there. Krishna is there because the living entity is there. You know, this one time Hanuman, Sita Devi asked man, what is your size? What is your size? Because when she was crossing the ocean, she could see the magnitude of the ocean. And then when she saw Hanuman, and she crossed it, she was able to cross it. Ravana took her. She have the airplane to cross. Hanuman did not use the airplane, he didn't use any machine to cross. So considering the vast size of the ocean, Hanuman jumped over. So she asked him, what is your size? Hanuman said, my size is eternally small. And Hanuman can increase and reduce his size as he like. So Hanuman said, my size is eternally very small, but in the service to the Lord can increase my size and reduce my size as He like. So, the size of Hanuman can be smaller than the atom and enter inside and do what he's supposed to do. What's the difficulty? Govind Dev Prabhu, what's the difficulty?
No, Maharaj, so we, within the size which will properly befit to that space, we can also be with the Lord.
Yes.
Does it mean so?
Yes. Yes.
Means
Hanuman,
because the Lord
I gave an example of Hanuman. Yes, he did. It can be very big and be very small, very tiny, extremely tiny, you cannot even see. He demonstrated that. What is impossible for the soul to do? It is acting under Krishna. What is difficult for him to do? He can do anything perfectly. I give an example of Hanuman. It can be very tiny, it can be very big, unimaginable size, like a mountain. Even we see demons also have the height, very, very high, touching the sky. When the Aristasura entered Vrindavan, what is the size? Aristasura. What is the size of Aristasura? What is the size of Aristasura? His height. When he entered Vrindavan.
It's touching the sky.
He was touching the sky. Can you imagine that? If you are going to look at us through our size, then it will be unimaginable. But that is us, not Krishna. So Krishna can change it. All right.
Yes, Maharaj. So in conclusion, it is understanding that whenever Krishna is within the atom, so his entire race, means all the devotees,
Yes.
they who have to perform pastimes with him.
Exactly.
We also stay within the atom. We also show within the atom
Yes.
in significant sizes.
Yes.
Means
Exactly. It's not wonderful? It's not great?
okay, Maharaj, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, next one is 16. By practicing in this way, whether one be in the Brahmachari ashram, Grihastha ashram, Vanaprastha ashram, or Sannyas ashram, one must always realize the all-pervading presence of the Supreme Lord. For in this way, it is possible to understand the absolute truth. This is the beginning of self-realization. What is that? What is the beginning? What is that self-realization?
Brahmasmi.
One must first understand how Brahman is present everywhere and how he is acting. This education is called Brahma Jigyasa and is the real concern of human life. Without such knowledge, one cannot claim to be a human being. Rather, he remains in the animal kingdom, as he said. Saiva Gokar. Without such knowledge, one is no better than the cow or an ass. All right. 17, the result of Vanaprastha. What is the result of being a Vanaprastha? What do we get? Being a Vanaprastha. That's 17. O King, I shall now describe the qualifications for a Vanaprastha, one who has retired from family life. By rigidly following the rules and regulations for the Vanaprastha, one can easily be elevated to the higher planetary system known as Mahaloka. That is Vanaprastha. 18 to 23 is the general duties of Vanaprastha. General duty. Very, very serious. Very serious. A person in Vanaprastha life should not eat grains grown by tilling of the fields. Serious. He should also not eat grains that have grown without tilling the field but are not fully ripe. Nor should a Vanaprastha eat grains cooked in fire. Indeed, he should eat only fruit ripened by the sunshine. Who can do it this day? All glories to International Society for Christian Consciousness. All glory to Srila Prabhupada. Yes, Govinda De Prabhu.
That is exactly my question, whether this is applicable to our Darby Varnasrama system. They who are in Krishna consciousness movement, are they supposed to follow all these rules?
No.
Can you prescribe for the...
No. That's why I say, oh glory to ISKCON, oh glory to Srila Prabhupada, because Prabhupada has taken us away from all this. All this are simply a torture for ordinary people who does not follow the process of Krishna consciousness. This is not for devotees. It's not for us. You simply have to chant Hare Krishna, that's all. And study Srimad Bhagavatam very nicely and eat nice prasadam. But it must be offered to Krishna nicely. It must be prasadam. It must be prasadam, not just any food. Shri Vishnu is not allowed. That is not prasadam. That is not prasadam. It must be properly with a good consciousness cooked and offered to Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said this prasadam give pure love of Godhead. It is cooked by a Dwata Acharya, cooked by Gadadhara Pandit, cooked by such matter. All this is they give pure love of Godhead. But not this. Not this. This is something difficult. 20. A Vanaprastha should prepare a thatched cottage or take shelter of a cave in a mountain only to keep the sacred fire, not for living. Not for him to live in there, only to keep the sacrifice so the water will not put out the fire. But he should personally practice enduring snowfall, wind, fire, rain, and the shining of the sun. And Prabhupada has saved us, especially this time, not even to go to the forest, but to practice this is a different thing. The Vanaprastha should wear matted locks of hair on his head and let his body hair, nails and mustache grow. We are preachers now. Our fingers cannot grow, our hair cannot grow, cannot keep beard, cannot be dirty. He should not clean his body. As an Vanaprastha of death. He should keep a water pot, deer skin and rod, wear the bark of a tree as a covering, and use garment colored like fire. This is not for us. All this is not for us. Wear nice dhoti, nice sari, clean sari dhoti, and serve the deities and chant Hare Krishna and cook for the Lord. Yes, not the deer skin. In Jagannath Puri, Brahmananda Bharati, Brahmananda Bharati, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu considered his spiritual master. So when he came to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu walked past him. He walked past him and asked the devotee, I heard that Brahmananda Bharati has come. What is, I want to see, where is him? Immediately Brahmananda Bharati understood the Lord did not approve my deer skin wearing. So immediately he went and changed it. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw him, and you know he is, but to let him know that this is not what I'm expecting from you. This is not what makes one a pure devotee. The Lord demonstrated that. Immediately he understood, and he went and changed it. Put on nice dhoti with tilak. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was acting as a Nimai Pandit nowadays, any of his students that come to the class without tilak on his forehead, the Lord will send the child back with heavy chastisement. It seems you didn't do your Brahmanical duty today. You better go back to the house and complete your duty before you come here. He will send them away without tilak. Until they put tilak, then they will come back to the class. So we don't have to wear deer skin and do all this austerity. Being very thoughtful. A Vanaprastha should remain in the forest for 12 years, 8 years, 4 years, 2 years, or at least 1 year. He should behave in such a way that he will not be disturbed or troubled by too much austerity. Okay, we can take a break now. Let's take a break and see you after 15 minutes. Hare Krishna.